Ring of Honor is back, ladies and gentlemen, for one of their biggest shows of the year. ROH SuperCard of Honor is this Friday, March the 31st in Los Angeles, California. Of course, it'll be taking place in the Garland Center. Bell time is 4 p.m. Pacific on their website, which means 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight for those watching in the UK. Of course, for the UK crowd, it's going to be a very late night. But I can tell you what, it's looking to be a very stacked card, looking from top to bottom. 4 matches have been announced on the Ring of Honor website. Wikipedia are announcing 3 more matches that are set for the show. Judging by storylines of what I've seen so far, I'm thinking those matches will be included on the show. So I'll be discussing 7 matches in total, ladies and gentlemen. And I've got to say to you, Ring of Honor making its return to Honor Club in the last few weeks. Not had a long time to build this show, but I think they've done a reasonably good job of putting this card together. For me, looking at it, it looks pretty stacked. I'm quite excited for a number of the matches that have been announced and those 1 or 2 that we're still waiting to be confirmed. So without further ado, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Let's talk about the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Samoa Joe, the champion, defending against one half of them boys. That's right, Mark Briscoe now is going solo and he's going for a singles championship. He said it's his destiny. For a long time he said it previously, to win the television championship. He answered an open challenge from Samoa Joe. Joe wanted to fight the best. Mark Briscoe accepted that challenge, and Joe said the day he gets to fight Briscoe is a good day in his book. He accepted that challenge. Simple booking, but effective booking. And what could be really key for this here, we could get a magical moment at SuperCard of Honor, because if Mark Briscoe fulfills that destiny and wins the television championship, that's a real feel-good moment, not only for this show, but for the entire wrestling weekend. I think the entire wrestling world will be supporting Mark Briscoe when it comes to this show, and I really, really do hope that he does pull it through. In fact, he's going to be my prediction that we'll see a brand new television champion in Mark Briscoe, because of course he has been a tag team champion with his brother Jay, who sadly has passed and is no longer with us. But what's been a great tribute to that, we've got the Reach for the Sky ladder match to determine new tag team champions. And as you can see, we've got 5 teams that have been put into this match. We've got the Kingdom, we've got Dralistico and ROH, we've got the Lucha Bros, Aussie Open and Top Flight. 5 top tag teams here, and honestly, I can see this going any direction here. I think I've changed my prediction about 4 or 5 times already in preparation for making this video, but thankfully I've made a prediction and I'm going to stick with it. But before we do, let's just quickly go through these teams and their chances of winning. Dralistico and ROH have been, well, they've been on great form in the last 2 weeks on Ring of Honor television. They're looking strong going into this. So do Aussie Open as well. Really enjoyed their match with Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels in particular. The Kingdom and Top Flight have been feuding, so it's a natural feud to carry on with those tag team championships. And of course, well, the Lucha Bros as well. I mean, what do we need to be said for them? And ladder matches, they've had some classic ones in the past. They've also teamed with Mark Briscoe in recent weeks. Of course, the Revolution buy-in, they teamed together in a 6-man tag team match. So it did make me wonder if the Lucha Bros were the team that were going to pick up the victory here. My other feeling was that looking at this, I feel that a babyface tag team will win here. Like I said, it's a feel-good moment, a tribute to Jay Briscoe, Reach for the Sky. You're going to want that cheer and that pop at the end of this match, not just for the team that wins, but also for Jay Briscoe as well. So for me, looking at this, I'm going to go with the Lucha Bros. They haven't been seen for me on ROH so far in the episodes that I have watched, but what I will say is that they have teamed with Mark Briscoe. I think that there may be something in that, and I think that maybe we'll see more of the Lucha Bros in Ring of Honor moving forward. Top teams have held that tag team championship in recent memory. Along with the Briscoes, we've had FTR as well. The Lucha Bros would be a good fit in there for me to be your next Ring of Honor tag team champions, and I can see a nice little feud with them in Aussie Open particularly, or even Dralistico and ROH could be a great way to kick off their title reign. Next, let's talk about the RRR Mega Championship match of Vikingo against Komander. Wow, these 2, I've seen them both once on AEW TV, and they've blown my mind with their performances. Komander in the face of the Revolution ladder match just before the Revolution pay-per-view. Some of the spots he was doing, and there was absolutely insane. And Vikingo as well, I mean, he faced Kenny Omega this past week on Dynamite. Incredible match. Some of those spots were literally I couldn't even think them up yet I was watching them. It's unbelievable the stuff that I was seeing there. And of course, to put these two together in the ring at the same time, I can only imagine what we're going to see in this match. Some matches don't need a build on the story. We know what we're going to get. This says exactly what it says on the tin by just putting these performers in the ring. It's going to blow people's minds with this high-flying action. I expect Vikingo to retain the championship, but hey, maybe we're all going to be winners watching this one on SuperCard of Honor. The last match that has been confirmed for us then at the time of recording is the Ring of Honor World Championship. Claudio Castagnoli will be defending against Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston famously quitting AEW to turn up in Ring of Honor, of course, on the debut night on Honor Club. Of course, he's made his feelings very clear. He's going for that World Championship of Claudio's. Claudio initially rejecting the championship challenge that was thrown his way, mainly because he said that Eddie Kingston was someone without honor, and someone without honor should not be wearing the Ring of Honor World Championship. But of course, Claudio did go on to sort of say that he'd take those words back, because to have honor, it means you would not have pride, and Kingston has had a lot of pride in himself, and of course, as you know, he's famous for wearing his heart on his sleeve, and has said famously, has walked away and run away from certain situations. They've lived together as well. We've actually learned as well on the face-to-face they had backstage with Caprice Coleman. For me, it was a very insightful you know, face-to-face with these two, sitting down, having the conversation, learning a bit about their past, of why they don't like each other. Something that was missing for me last year when they were involved in the Blood and Guts build, of course, with Eddie Kingston having a problem, of course, with the Jericho Appreciation Society, getting the Blackpool Combat Club involved as well. Remember, Kingston and Claudio, they were not friends there either. So this has kind of had a bit of a longer build about it. And again, it's got that natural feel, that natural story of someone isn't good enough to do it. And we know Eddie Kingston, you know, a lot of people are big fans of Eddie Kingston, want to see him win a championship, win a world championship as well. It can really have that feel-good moment once again. It kind of feels like this is the theme of the video. It's the feel-good moment. So for me, in a way, I feel like I would always go for Claudio to win. But the weekend that we're looking at, SuperCard of Honor, we're looking to make a splash, making look a big bang here. I wouldn't be surprised if the BCC completely go to just be with AEW. Something that I want to see established in, you know, time going forward. I want to see Ring of Honor be Ring of Honor and AEW be AEW. I don't want to see them keep crossing paths all the time. Maybe just on occasions, maybe around Forbidden Door time, that's fine. But for me, I think it's the right time here to put a championship on Eddie Kingston. I really, really do. So I'm going to go for Eddie Kingston to pick up the victory. Claudio to go back to AEW to continue the feud that the BCC have now with the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and a potential situation with Kenny Omega as well. We'll have to wait and see how that's all going to play out. So for me, that's enough distraction to keep Claudio busy in the meantime. Eddie Kingston can win that championship, and he can be the face of Ring of Honor. And I think that's going to be a really fun thing to see happen. And I'd like to see who his challengers would be, the storylines as well. You know that Eddie Kingston's got a lot of passion, and I think to bring that passion to Ring of Honor is the sort of thing that we're going to want to see on our screens each and every week. So that's the 4 matches that have been confirmed on the Ring of Honor website. Now moving over to our good friends at Wikipedia, we've got 3 more matches. All have been built on weekly TV, so I can see them all happening. Let's start off with the Pure Championship, of course, a Pure Rules match, of course, with Yuta defending the championship against Shibata. Of course, Shibata has been the trainer for the New Japan Dojo, for the people in New Japan Strong, of course, building some breakout stars like Clark Connors. Clark Connors did get an opportunity in a Pure Wrestling Rules match for the Pure Championship against Will Yuta, coming out on the losing end. Yuta, of course, he sat cross-legged in the middle of the ring, said he wanted Shibata in a match. He wanted the head of the dojo. It feels fitting that the show before the SuperCard of Honor would be a good time to bring people in from Japan. So I think Shibata will show up this upcoming Thursday on Ring of Honor television, and we'll have the match on Friday. What will happen though? This is the thing. I spoke a couple of seconds ago about the idea of the BCC strictly being on AEW TV. I'm really, in particular, enjoying Wheeler Yuta as a heel. I think that actually his promos have been a lot better. The character work, it's really shining through, and seeing him take the shortcuts as well, it's a very different Yuta, but I'm quite liking this side. It does feel in the story that it would be right for Shibata to pick up the victory. Again, that feel-good moment, but how many feel-good moments can you have in one show? I know that we've had it before with, say, WrestleMania 35, for example, but that was like a 5.5 hour show. There must have been about 15 matches as well, if you include the kickoff. This is 7 matches in total. I think 3 of them could be slightly much. For me, I'm going to say we'll leave to retain here. My reasoning for it as well, Shibata, as we know, very delicate situation for him. Of course, he's only had 2 matches to my knowledge since his horrific injury. Of course, he did his first one at Wrestle Kingdom, I think about 18 months ago or so. He had a match against Orange Cassidy as well. For me, this Pure Rules, I think, could be the style that could suit Shibata well. Again, it goes in favour of him potentially winning. But what happens if Shibata does win? Would he carry on to Forbidden Door, for example? That could be an exciting proposition. Or would he carry it to the next Ring of Honor show? One thing's for sure, we wouldn't see Shibata wrestling each and every week. So for that reason, maybe the heel should get his heat and carry through. And for that reason, I guess I'm going to go for Wheeler Yuta. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised what happened either way. There's a singles match as well for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. We've got Athena against Yuka Sakazaki. Of course, Sakazaki, this feud's been going with AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. Athena's been on an absolute tear. Of course, you know, not just beating people in matches, but really hurting them after the match as well. We've seen that actually carry out here as well with the likes of Willow Nightingale on ROH Honor Club as well. So for me personally, I'm really enjoying Athena's work. I'm loving her entrance theme as well, by the way. That one's getting added to the Spotify list. But to give a prediction, Athena for me all day long. I think that she should retain here. I'm really enjoying the storytelling. Like I say, I think that when you look at Willow Nightingale, that's not necessarily finished either. Plus, they look to be building up Trisha Dora as well, and I think she would be a natural contender to go for the championship in the near future as well. She seems to be picking up wins on a weekly basis. So for me personally, Athena retaining makes the most sense, so she's going to be my prediction. Last but not least, let's talk about the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. We've got the Embassy looking to defend against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. Now, of course, the challengers have formed a trio in recent weeks, building themselves up together. They've had success as a trio in action as well, and they've had a beatdown from the Embassy, but of course they've looked to get the revenge, stopping the Embassy getting a beatdown as well just this past week on Ring of Honor TV. So, yeah, it's going in the natural direction that you'd see that this would be the match added to the show. For me, it does seem like a quite random pairing of Fox, Christian, and Metalik. I'm a little bit sad that Fox is no longer with Top Flight. I don't know if that's just me or not, but to give a prediction, as much as I'd like to see a title change, I do feel that it makes more sense for the Embassy to retain here. They are the well-oiled machine, if you know what I mean. They're kind of used to teaming with each other for a much longer time, so perhaps we could build the challengers for a rematch further down the line if they were to become the next champions. But for me, on this night, I'm going for the Embassy to retain. But that's my predictions. It's now your turn to let me know your predictions. Share them in the comments below. I look forward to interacting with you and finding out who you think will be the winners and losers at ROH's SuperCard of Honor 2023. If you're up for everything WrestleMania week, then you're going to want to be involved on this channel. Tomorrow, NXT Stand and Deliver, the live stream, will be done giving predictions there, myself and Tino's time. WrestleMania 39 predictions will be on Tuesday. Myself, Jonesy, NXT Steve, and Tom Colohue will be giving our predictions. And for Impact Wrestling versus New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Multiverse United show, those predictions will be dropping on Wednesday. And of course, for those that are looking for Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal predictions, yes, your WrestleMania SmackDown predictions will be dropping on Thursday as well. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do consider hitting the like button, share with a friend as well, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and check out these videos on the side of your screen. Enjoy ROH SuperCard of Honor. You've been watching SCW. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.